Welcome everybody to this edition of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with
Uncle Spoke.
and also
Damon Armstrong. Glad to be in the place.
and last but not least,
Big Bill Burnett, Philly baby in the house.
all right now. All right. Welcome today, gentlemen. Just to let everybody know that Mr. Phil Razor was going to be on tonight, and we're looking forward to him in the near future, but life got in the way. Or what they say, life was life in the day. So he had some things to take care of, and I hope everything work out for you, Philly Phil. But hey, what they say? Country boy,
don't stop no show.
I was getting ready to say, them country boys say it all the time. You know what I'm saying? And for real, if you see this, Phil, we don't really mean that because we used to this thing. Well, yeah, look, if this on personal context, Phil is one of Bill's dear friends. Bill wanted to come on. He wanted to come on tonight because Phil was coming on. You know what I mean?
Sir.
So we sorry you disappointed, sir. But
I'm never disappointed with the Strong Brothers, man. Never, ever.
No doubt. Hey, listen, this is 2 years strong. Bill has been riding with us for 2 years. Me and my brothers,
Yes,
these are my compadres, man, and this is a great platform for conversation and dialogue and learning something. Because I can honestly say, through anything, I learned something. Just like last week, Jaquari. I took Jaquari seriously when I shouldn't have, and we ended up bickering for a minute. You know what I mean? But we came shining through because Jaquari reminded me that, hey man, it ain't that serious. Calm your behind down. You know what I'm saying? And then I snapped out of it.
I felt kind of good to argue though. Didn't it? Just a little bit.
That was intentional, wasn't it, bro?
Look, that's cool.
So,
You know
Keith,
what I
you was
mean?
being a little sensitive, Keith?
Sensitive?
No.
No, I was responding to what Jaquari was saying, and he was giving me the Rizzy Dazzle in the conversation, and I was getting enough. You know what it was, Bill? To be honest, me and Damon was talking about something that was on fumes, right? And we was trying to come to a resolution, and then Jaquari interjected himself into it, right? Like, hey man, I'm tired of this. You know what I'm saying? And then we went from there. You know what I mean?
No, what he said, he didn't say he was tired. He was like, why we can keep it going, but why are we talking in circles?
That's real.
That's how he interjected himself.
And to make it so bad, had I paid attention to what I was thinking at the same time, because I was thinking the same thing what Jaquari articulated. Hey man,
We both was.
you know what I'm saying? Hey, we going in circles with this. But one thing about it, when it comes, especially Bill too, we can argue,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't take it personal.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
It's just like need medical help. He can argue how you get it,
But as long as you get it, huh?
But when it
call
comes,
911.
Yeah. All right, well, look, just a little bit of housekeeping before we go forward. Because like I said, Phil Razor, we're going to miss you tonight, brother. Hey, and anybody who tuned in for Phil, please stay because you're in for a treat anyway. You know what I'm saying? Little bit of housekeeping. This is Strong Perspective Podcast. 2.5 years on going strong. All right, we've had maybe 100, between 50 to 100. So I don't want to be wrong. Between 50 to 100 guests so far. Okay,
Oh.
so that's the kind of vibe we on. It's not just the three of us, even though we some interesting motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But we bring people who are even more interesting. You feel me? Because I used to give Bill a hard time. I'm like, bro, you did a good job, but you don't show your personality, man. People don't, the people out, the strangers out there don't see Bill's personality. Said the same thing to Jaquari, said the same thing to Damon. You know what I mean? Because you know why? Because I got an eye for talent. You feel what I'm saying? So we're gonna make you a star. But please go to our YouTube channel.
I want to be a star.
Go to our YouTube channel, Strong Perspective Podcast. Build our numbers up for us. Please do us a favor. Take that little 2-minute jump. Like, share, and subscribe. If you want to stay, check out some of the videos, man. We had some great conversations, and actually low key, and they're gonna find out later because it's gonna get into our pocket. Low key, we done had a lot of viral moments, a lot of viral sayings. People who have come straight out the dome, men and women come straight out the dome and said some meaningful things. So, guys, go in and check us out. All right, Damon. How was your day today, brother?
My day was good until you said we had like 100, 150 people. I'm like Fred Flintstone now. I'm like,
no, 50 to 100.
50 to 100?
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. That's a lot of people, man.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got that many friends.
Yeah, Is it strange that I don't remember the episode? Is it strange that I don't remember the episode?
From period?
Any of them? Yeah.
I think mostly because we go live every Friday at 7:30. Every Friday. You know what I mean? So it's like sort of like a job, man. Because it is a job. You know what I'm saying? A job that I enjoy doing. Bill, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Another hard day at work, I'm driving home, now should be home like 10 minutes. I'll be, a little more comfortable. Other than that, same old.
All right, well, tell look, Bill is in the Philly area. Plug your thing, brother. Tell him what you do.
Brother Audible Springfield. Good credit, bad credit, no credit, 0 down. All you do is pay stub and a license or ID.
All right, say the name again, brother.
Fella, FELLAH Auto Group in Springfield.
Yes, sir. Come and check him out. Bill got the personality to sell, baby. He'll get you in one.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Who else is? We got land. We got Porsches and we got hoops. Whatever you want, we got.
Bill, my what about person. Since I know him, you my what about person.
Yes, sir.
Some shit jump off, you be like, "Fool, I understand what you're saying, but what about this?
What about this?"
No
oh, you man, yeah. I heard you tell a story about the McDonald's last week.
Yeah. Yeah. Jaquari, how you doing today, brother?
I'm good. I'm good, man. Had a good day. I almost got it right, man, but I got tomorrow to make it up.
Hey, man, ain't that a beautiful thing that you can do? You can have a do-over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Do-overs, brother. Do-overs, man. And the thing about it is, I love it when I get it right once.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate it more when I get a chance to do it right. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Listen. Really and truly, I was sitting around thinking about being a little introspective, right? And not trying to get too deep in our conversation because I just enjoy the organic, just regular conversations. But the first topic of the day is this: the pandemic, the impact of the pandemic. You feel me? It affected our country in ways that I don't think we really and truly understand. And this my and I want you guys to let me know your opinion about it. But the question is, what do you think the impact of the pandemic had on us as a nation and as a people. What do you think the pandemic's impact had on us as a nation and as a people? I'll go first. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to try something new. Each person that we go to, I'm going to ask the question and then you go into it, okay? So I think what the pandemic did was, when it came to work, made it easier for people to make a living because of social media, because we're in front of our telework and all these different things. It made it easier for people to stay in the house, right? And I think that's on the positive side. But on the negative side, I think what it did was it took away from our interpersonal interactions with each other. We don't know how to be face to face with each other without being hostile. Before, when we went to work every day, right, we had to learn how to create a buffer so we don't go straight to the negative points, right? I say that to say that I took my son to work out at Lifetime, right? Now, Lifetime is reasonable. I think it's too expensive, but it is what it is. When it comes to, we have a family package. So my son is a member. He was in the gym playing basketball. I wasn't there. He was in the gym playing basketball, and they have a daycare also. So if you're a member, you have this daycare, and the members who bring their children in, they take care of. But it's like a summer camp. So on the basketball court, a certain time of the day, they clear the floor. Now my son understood this. So it was a young lady, not too much older than him, maybe in her 20s, came up and told him and his friends, "Hey, you got to clear the floor. This is the tone that he told me. You got to clear the floor. We're going to need this," right? Instead of, "Hey, can you clear the floor because we have camp coming up and it's reserved." This is what grown people do, right? And I blame the pandemic. I'm sorry. This is what it is. Because my son said that she left. He took one shot, grabbed the ball, and was walking towards his phone. The woman comes back and says, "Didn't I tell you guys that you had to clear the floor?" And he said to me, because I taught my son the right way, he said to me, "Dad, I wanted to say so much to her. He said, I really wanted this to curse her out, Dad." He said, "I wanted to curse her out, Dad. But," he said, "I don't think that you would have approved of that." And I said, "Well, son, you have to excuse her for being rude. Now, if she had done that and I was there, I needed you to come and get me because I was going to straighten her out. First and foremost, you are a member. You're not a guest. Now, if you reserve the gym, fine, but this young lady is an employee of this gym. You are an employee. I am a member. Watch your tone, watch your attitude." I said, that's what I would have said to her. I said, from now on, if you're in that predicament, you let them know you're a member here. And if they have a problem with you, because 9 times out of 10, I'm in the gym, and let's go talk to my dad about what you're talking about. And I said, "Son, I will handle it." So I gave that little example of how people are moving, where something about the pandemic take away people's social skills, period. All right, who wants to go next?
I'm sorry I missed the question. For some reason, I was at a.
No, we got you, Bill. We got you.
Okay. All right.
Jaquari, Fluke, which one you want to go next?
I go.
All right, Jaquari,
Mhm.
what do you think the impact of the pandemic has had on us as a nation and as a people?
Well, as a nation, I mean, the pandemic exposed everything. Everything. I mean, society is already held together by freaking patches of bubble gum, right? But when there's a total shutdown, basically what boils down to a natural reset almost. I mean, you just everything just got Swiss cheesed up. We couldn't get toilet paper for God's sake. As a child, as a child, man, back in Michigan for Devil's Night, you ride down the street and see metric tons of freaking toilet paper, thrown in trees and shit.
That's real,
But
bro.
we could we didn't have a consistent source. Think about kindergarten through the third grade. All the kids were already staying at home, as it was. But those kids, preschool, kindergarten, first through third grade, where's the socialization coming from?
It's real. That's real.
I mean, how much did our educational system have to catch these kids up once they actually had a chance to come on site? You know what I mean? It was, man, I don't know. It was bad.
It's a
Had a
good
great
point.
impact.
That is a good point. I'm sorry that I chuckled a little bit, but it's funny. You making a poignant statement, right? Bill's camera comes back on. He got his mouth. He's holding his drink in his mouth, walking. That's why I love this, man.
Listen, I actually thought I blocked the camera off. My bad. I'm sorry.
No. You did.
I did.
Back on. Yeah.
I'm trying to get in the house. That's all.
No.
Hey, Keith, what did he say?
Time.
He said, let me get comfortable, man. So
Hey, all right, Damon. So, what do you think the impact of the pandemic had on us as a nation and as a people?
as a people, man, it's two different things. It's two different stories, man. You know what I'm saying? Because as a nation, it requires you talking about commerce and money wise and how the money moves and businesses are going to stay open and people are going to go to work. But as a people, man, it requires people to deal with each other, man. You know what I'm saying? In terms of safety, you know what I'm saying? Realizing what safety means to each other. Hey, mask, whether you believe that or not, mask is going to keep you safe. You know what I'm saying? Parents had opportunities to deal with their children because they were working from home. You know what I'm saying? And brothers and all type of things, all types of interactions happen, man, in a negative situation. And people, I wouldn't say it was forced to deal with each other, but they had no choice. I want to contradict myself in that, but you learn something, man. You know what I'm saying? I had the opportunity to learn something from my grown ass kids. You know what I'm saying? In that, during that time. Whereas, people just live life and go through their process and do what they do and, and try to make it as best they can. But the pandemic forced people to talk to each other, man.
That's real.
To interact with each other. So for me, it wasn't necessarily a negative thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, when you were talking about the U.S. economy and all that stuff, then there is that issue.
Yeah.
But on the personal level, man, it was, you know what I'm saying, I think it wasn't a negative thing. I think it was a positive thing.
And and follow up question while we're waiting on Bill. You would think families would become closer during the pandemic. I want you guys just real quick. Do you think not excluding your family, just as a whole, your opinion? Do you think families became closer when they were forced is the wrong word, but asked to stay home with one another to see each other at least 18 hours a day? Damon, what do you think?
What I think, man, is that immediate family, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Because mom and pop was at home, you know, in real time, fixing breakfast and all that stuff and making sure everybody was washing their hands and, you know what I'm saying, keeping each other safe. You know what I'm saying? And as far as extended, you start thinking about those family members who's successful, who's you know what I'm saying, who the pandemic might have affected in a real way. You thought about them too.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying? And then you call and ask them, but hey, hey, auntie, hey, cuz, are you wearing your mask? You know what I'm saying?
Now you're not doing it with the ultimatum. Hey, you doing right? Are you doing right?
I mean, but that fear was there.
Yes, sir. Oh,
The fear was there.
I agree with
You know
you
what I'm
totally,
saying?
brother. Yes, sir.
So you're forced into a situation where you have to think about somebody else other than yourself
Yes, sir.
in terms of life and death, as it was posed to us. You know what I'm saying? You had to think about that, and you know what I'm saying, you were put in a place where we think we think as a people, we think it's hard, man, to care about or take care of other people, but it's just a simple phone call. It's a simple phone call. Hey man, I just, my daughter just called me, man. She got the alcohol and the hand rub, hand sanitizer and all that stuff. Do you have it? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't have it. Well, hey man, you need to think about that before you venture out. You know what I'm saying?
It's real.
Because if I'm wrong, weren't they doing that? What do they call that, man? When you call into a business, man, and you order something and then they bring it out to your car, wasn't that happening?
Curbside.
That was happening, right?
Oh yeah. It's
How
still and
many,
it's
you know
still,
what I'm
and it's
saying?
still going on too, brother.
Right. That's being responsible, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, man, I think as far as I'm concerned, yes, was it a tragic thing, man? A million people died from it, but how many millions were saved, man, because they were being responsible.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
You know.
Be quiet real quick. Then I'm gonna go to Bill.
Hey, Troy, before you say, hey, Bill, man, I'm gonna have to give me
Yes,
some
sir.
Dramamine, man, because you moving too much, bro. It's like
Huh?
car sickness for me, bro.
I'm sorry, man. Listen, bro. I'm working, man. I'm so sorry, Fluke, man.
No,
I'm
Bill.
just
I try
joking,
to be
man.
disruptive, man.
No,
I'm
I
just
think
joking.
y'all
joking.
know my situation, man.
No.
I
I'm just
He
joking,
joking
bro.
with you. He joking with you.
I'm just
Okay,
joking with you,
okay.
bro.
No, I'm sorry. I'm a little sensitive right now, but
No. Turn
I'm being a little sensitive.
that high voice down, man. You good? Hey,
Uh,
Jafari, real quick before we go to Bill, what do you think?
All right, ask a question. All right, well, you gonna ask a question?
How did it affect the family to you?
Hey man, as much as you know, I'm into the concept of family, man. I'm really glad it's just me and my wife in the house
Gotcha.
because you know she would as soon as the option of telework came about, she had it. I didn't have it. So I was coming in and out of the house or whatever, putting her at risk every day.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I mean, get it, especially in the beginning. Considering the place that I work, man. Getting undressed at my front door. and putting my clothes in a plastic bag, and air quotes, not allowing her to do my laundry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you need space from your family, man. You
I mean,
need space.
that's true. That's true. But
You need. I mean, in a perfect world, yeah, everybody would, everybody in the house would be drawn together, man, and looking out for each other, constantly or whatever, man. But I'm skeptical on whether or not that happened. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I feel
How many people ended up in divorce court? How many people that one small quirk about their mate or their children that in the beginning they may have thought endeared them,
uh-huh.
right? But after the first 6 months of it ain't cute no more. It ain't cute no more. You know what I mean? So I mean, the definite fact, man, is bad.
I,
You know,
I, yeah. I agree with you. Both of you made great points, man. I think like Damon point of view is he looked forward to it because he wanted to really and truly get to know his family. And you wanted to get to know your family, but you also feel as though you needed some space too. You know what I mean? Not minimizing what you guys are saying, but really and truly that's kind of where you guys are with it. And I'm kind of on both. You know what I mean?
that's just naturally though. Pandemic, no, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I still uh, selfishly, I'll say, hold on to my solitary time, man. I gotta have it. I'm gonna have it.
Yeah, bro. But you know what though? Honestly, when you're in a pandemic situation, you have to actively cut your personal time in half. Because if you're used to being a certain way just in regular life, I need 45 minutes of me time, right? But if you're in the house with your family, you got to cut that down to 15, man, and be satisfied with it.
No, you don't.
Because, no, listen what I'm saying to you. Listen what I'm saying to you. I'm not trying to convince you right now. I'm saying this is my opinion because it's like there's got to be some compromise, man. There's got to be a whole lot of compromise on everybody's part. You know what I'm saying?
How do you deal with a situation when compromise is new to these people? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When everybody is used to you getting the last bit of everything.
Yeah.
And bringing up the rear and everything, and when you try to change that, they like, what the fuck is this? What is this?
What is this?
What is this? What is this new shit about you? What the fuck is that?
Who are you? Bill, before we go to you, Leisha, that's a hell of a quote from James Baldwin. That's real, and we're gonna be talking about that a little later. Andrea, what's going on, baby girl? Good to hear from you. Big Bill, the question is, what do you think the impact of the pandemic has had on us as a nation and as a people? Just your opinion about it.
Politically or just basic anyway?
Personal opinion.
It was. I thought it was. I don't know. I really don't have. I mean, you get to know your partner again. I know that for a fact. Because you're up under them all the time, and you spending more time with them than you ever did. Nobody's going to work. Yes, you know what I mean. So you get to know your partner better. That's why a lot of people got divorced. They said during the pandemic, right?
Good point.
Divorce rate is high.
Good point.
I mean, it was just me, my wife, and my grandson. My kids came over sometimes, but when they come over, they risky. They not really adhering to all the rules like we are. They ain't wearing masks. You know what I mean?
them youngins was on some
Yeah,
BS.
yeah.
They was on some BS.
They wasn't here, no rules.
No,
They
sir.
hanging out. They, you know what I mean?
They still going to the club.
They
I'm
want
like,
to come and
what?
give you. They want to come and give you a kiss on the cheek. Oh no! Oh!
Hey,
You know
hey,
what I
Bill,
mean?
they welcome the kids say,
Yeah.
what's up, Grandpa? Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on.
Look, I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this when you're done, Bill. I'm gonna share something with y'all, man. And
Yeah.
I know my oldest ain't gonna mind because this is funny. But go ahead,
Okay.
Go ahead, finish.
I mean, everything y'all said was really correct, man. You know, it has has pluses and minuses. In some ways, it brought everybody together. In some ways, it brought a division, and you know, people got tired of each other too.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was amazing to me because I always see when I was growing, you always see in the history books or in the news, CNN, people in Korea and China wearing masks, and the government shut down, and live in America, be where we at now, and then America right now, and then see what we're going through. Something similar. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Literally, it was crazy. So, I mean, you know, it didn't. I'm sorry, it's my dog's barking. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you good?
Y'all can hear them? Killers, my killers.
Yeah.
They so it has good. It has good.
Let them know, Bill.
It has good things as bad things. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I didn't really love it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have to work, and then Trump was giving all that good money, so I was just home chilling for real, for real. You know what I mean? So not that I'm a Trump fan, but you know,
yeah.
So I was chilling.
I'm gonna tell you a little story real quick. My oldest, good dude, man, love him to death.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, I'm close to both my sons, but you know, the funny thing about it is when it first happened, you know how the youngins mentioned earlier, how the youngins is like, this is cool, man. You know, we good, yeah. As long as I do this, and they going to clubs and all this, right? So I was like, yo, dude. I said, bro, because he was staying with us at the time. I said, bro, you can't keep doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dad, no, it's cool. You know, everybody's good. Ain't nobody in there sick. I said, bro, you got to tone it back. It ain't like it used to be, right? So we had that conversation. And I said, you know, be careful, wear a mask at least, right? So one day, I was getting my youngest son up, get him ready, you know, to no, it was just me and him. No, it was all three of us. My wife was in Philly. But it was about 9 o'clock in the morning. He comes in the room, he busts through my door. Dad. I said, yo, what's up? There's something wrong. I can't stop coughing. Right? I looked at him. I said, all right. First thing you do is step back from the threshold of my door.
Get the fuck out.
Then I said, call, because that's what we had to do. Call and make an appointment so you can get the test done.
Yeah.
Right? He said, Dad, I mean, look, I saw fear in his eyes, right? He ended up having it, right? And I looked at him. I said, you didn't even know. You just can't stop coughing right now, right? I said, it's because you're a smoker. That's why you even feeling this shit.
Mm-hmm.
He laid in the room, and it was funny where they told him, look, it was 10 days then, right? Customary, wait to 10 days, right? So I'm downstairs. This is how I'm saying the youngest just don't fucking listen. I'm downstairs, me and my youngest downstairs watching TV. We got tested. We was good. We watching TV. He comes downstairs in some shorts with no shirt on and want to sit on the couch. Look, I had you know how you got the DVR? I pressed that shit on pause. I looked at him and said, hey man, what the fuck is you doing?
Shit.
Hey, look, I wasn't afraid, but I was making a point. Like, brother, I told you what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, my wife was more subtle than that. She didn't give a shit. Kids come home, she like this here. What y'all need? What you want?
Hey, look, it's good to laugh about it now, but for real, that was scary as hell, man.
Let me tell y'all a story real quick. The scary part for me, right? I was having short of breath. Like I walk up the steps, could barely catch my breath, right? So I knew I had something, right? So I told my wife, I said, take me to the hospital. It's like 2 a.m. You ain't gotta get out because I'm gonna go in there myself. I'll be all right. You know what I mean? So I walk in, I get set up. They gonna do a couple of treatments. Your lungs a little whatever. I said, okay, cool. I had no other symptoms, just couldn't breathe that well. So I'm in the joint, they give me a treatment. So the next morning, I wake up, I was tired, knocked out. I even felt better actually the next day. So she give me the treatment. I look on turn TV on, right? I look at the TV, the Capitol had a bunch of people trying, definitely attack the Capitol.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh my God, the world is over. They're attacking the Capitol. There's a pandemic. Get me. I'm going. Call my wife. Let me get the fuck out of here."
Bill,
I wait for the zombies to come out.
hey, Bill, you didn't grab a scalpel, did you?
Yes, I did. I said, "Oh my God,
Bag up to the wall.
they're attacking the Capitol building, and it's a pandemic."
Yeah.
Oh my God, huh?
Hands down, that is the saddest moment
In American history.
Yes, I'm talking about me, the three of us, and I'm sure you too, Bill. But the three of us since had our sad, like messed up moments. But to know so many people was getting afflicted by this, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
White people too, man. Like it was
Oh, no, I
crazy.
think you mean the disease, right?
Yeah, with the disease, man.
Yeah.
I'm talking about with the they go in there and get put on the ventilator and it
die.
gets worse.
Yep.
It gets worse when you get. I'm not an advocate. Oh, don't get on the ventilator. That's what I'm talking about. But every time somebody get upgraded to the ventilator,
that's bad.
They didn't have long, man, and that was sad.
Not bad, right?
That was horrible. God bless them people who went on because it was a shame, and we should have been. The government should have been more proactive than they were. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Hey,
definitely got me. Go ahead, Smoke.
Can any of y'all remember whether any government officials died?
I didn't hear of any. To be honest with you,
I didn't hear of any either. I'm not saying
my man died. Their brother,
John Lewis,
president.
John Lewis died from it.
I don't know if he died from it. I know that one brother died from it.
Yeah. The Republican dude, right?
Yeah.
Steele?
No, not Steele.
No, the black dude.
But he was advocating. He was talking about that, everything is safe and all these different things like that.
Okay, yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. He went to the rally, and the next thing you know, he was in the hospital.
Yeah, he died. Yeah.
How about everybody going to Trump? Trump like, yeah, everything's cool and all this. Remember that? And they went to the damn rally, and all of them had COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, but what else was he supposed to say? Because I mean, if I was in Congress, I would have stood at the podium and said, "Dear American people, we dying out this motherfucker too. We don't know what to do."
No.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was like living during the days of the freaking Black Plague and shit, man. This man told us to goddamn drink bleach.
Yes, he did.
People say he was trying to be funny. Even if he was trying to be funny, that was the dumbest shit you could say, man.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, if you got people hanging on all the other dumb shit you say, why wouldn't they grab onto that?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, if he was trying to be funny, he delivered the punchline and he chuckled at the end and shit. He ain't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway. But y'all got me depressed. I'm ready to start singing "Swing Low, Sweet Cherry."
Yeah, God bless the people who moved on, man. Let's bring it back just a little bit. I want you guys' opinion about this, just to change it up just a little, go in a different direction. Is sports too important to us as a nation? Is sport?
I say no.
Hold on, Bill. I'm gonna let you go because I'm gonna ask. Because we're gonna do this. We do this differently now because I need the AI to be able to pick up your quote. So I'm gonna ask you the question and then you answer. Okay, Bill.
Okay, I go first. Okay.
Is sports too important to us as a nation?
My personal opinion is no. Only because I think it's a relief from real life. It takes like sports, especially if your team is winning, if your city is achieving. Like when the Eagles won a Super Bowl, they said there was no crime for like 3 days. Nobody got murdered, nobody got robbed because the city, I guess, was rejoicing. So in that case, I guess, meaningfully, I guess in the long run, sports doesn't mean anything, but it does kind of, to me, bring a positive relief to your like. It can be take your mind off all the fucked up shit that's going on in the world.
Gotcha.
That's just my opinion. That's my opinion.
Jaquari, do you think sports is too important to us as a nation?
I think if sports was still just sports, it would be okay. But sports and athletes' business, it spills over into other shit too much for me, man.
Okay.
I used to be a sports fan, and over the years I made a lot of excuses as to why I kind of waned off. But I mean, and it's not a bad thing, but it just don't interest me no more.
That's a good one. Yeah, I get it. Good point. Damon, is sports? Do you think sports is too important to us as a nation?
I think, man, sports provides the novice, the person who's not good at sports, man, to be actively involved in it. You know what I'm saying? So they put their whole all into it, and they very opinionated about it, and it becomes something outside of what it really is. You know what I'm saying? When you're a professional athlete, nobody has no business being in your personal business. You know what I'm saying? Because you provide the product
Good
on the
point.
court. You know what I'm saying? You provide the product on the court. If I have a bad, to answer your question, man, I think that sports is something that everybody needs, man, because it gives people an outlet to express themselves, man.
Okay.
But I think in expressing themselves, they take it too personal. You know what I'm saying? You cannot be a fan of somebody. I mean, this is my personal opinion. You cannot be a fan of somebody and follow them and buy their jerseys and then say because they had a bad game, you question their manhood. You know what I'm saying? You question their manhood. You tell me where that makes sense. Because that's beyond you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's beyond the average person. Who said we can't do what that person does, but because that person fails at something, you want to make them like you. Don't be a fan, man. If you want to hold that type of scrutiny towards anybody, you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't be a fan if you want to be a fan one day, but you want to scrutinize them because they had a bad game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or because in a moment, those people who play sports, man, knows that when you're playing, it can have either one way or another. You can have the last shot and miss the joint. You know what I'm saying? And then you have this group of people will say, well, he ain't no man because he ain't like Jordan. He ain't make that point. But I'm old enough to realize I saw Jordan miss shots. You know what I'm saying? I saw Jordan miss shots. How does that constitute whether or not you are a man or you have heart? It doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
But can
The
I say
journey
something real quick?
alone.
Oh, hold on. You can after he's done, Bill. Go ahead.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna cut it short. The journey alone and being in that position where people are paying attention to you speaks volumes towards your manhood and who you are as a person who's about, you know what I'm saying, accomplishing goals on a high level. You don't question no man that's in that position, be it from the starters on down to the bench. You don't question that, man, because you don't know what the hell that feels like or what it means to put yourself in that position. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
You don't know. To me, with 5 seconds left, now I miss a shot. To me, I just missed the shot. Didn't mean I didn't try.
Yeah.
I tried to make that joint. You know what I'm saying? But if I miss, you're not looking at my efforts of trying to make it. You just like, well, he just don't have a heart, or he ain't that person. And that is the craziest thing to me, man. I don't know if that answers the question, but if you get down into the nuances of it, who the hell are you to question any of that, man? If you've never been in that position before.
I mean, you answered it right, but I can tell that you played before because you sprinkled a little of that personal. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro,
It's relevant, man. It's
two times in my career, man, I sat at the foul line and hit 2 shots to win the game. Twice. That happened twice in my life. You know what I'm saying? And in that time, I didn't think about what the hell everybody else was thinking. I was like, man, I don't like these suckers. I'm gonna make these shots, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't had nothing to do with whether my heart was big and I was this competitive. I was like, I just don't like them, and I'm gonna knock these shots down.
Yeah.
It's really that simple.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Bill, are you ready?
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe the reason why athletes are so criticized so harshly now, possibly because of social media. That's why I think. See, back then you could have a private life along with athleticism. And we didn't know stuff that Jordan did. We didn't know much charity work them guys did, unless you know them personally. I hear things about them now, but because social media is so relevant, media is so these sports talk shows are so opinionated. Everybody wants to sensationalize everything. That's probably why you hear they get so much negative connotations now. You know what I mean? So that's why I think that's just people hating. If you miss a shot last second, it's like when you play ball when y'all guys play ball in the street on the schoolyard. People didn't talk trash to you.
They did.
They didn't call you a bum if you missed the layup. Well, no,
yeah, but the stakes were different. I mean,
okay, of course, but it's still a game. But you're still playing a game, though.
Still a game.
Still a game.
If you're a million miles away, and you brought up social media, see social media, you can instantly beep 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 and throw it out there. But see what that does is create energy for people to jump on that wave, whether they're upset by it or they're happy by it, whatever it is, they jump on that wave. You feel what I'm saying? So,
or whether or not they truly understand the moment, man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you all this question, man. How many guys y'all know, man, that sucked at the game but had Michael Jordan heart?
I mean, yeah, plenty.
Say it again, Fluke. I'm sorry.
How many guys y'all know that sucked at the game but had Michael Jordan heart?
Oh yeah,
plenty of guys.
At times I was one of them.
I mean, that's the thing. You appreciate but that's real because you appreciate the fact that man or that woman is fighting to win. You know what I'm saying? See,
well, I mean,
look,
Iverson was never considered a weak opponent. He won a big one.
But Dan Marino. I'm gonna tell you what's not fair, which I've always thought was BS. When you threw in championship rings as being a determiner on how great somebody is,
right?
Because
I agree.
Teams win championships, brother. I'm going to say that again.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Now, the star might have contributed to it, right? More than everybody else. But if it wasn't for overall defense, if it wasn't for that great pass that star got when he dunked the ball and got the and-one, you understand what I'm saying to you? It's like let me put it like this. I can hear people give people too much credit. You know why? Because they love the game, right? But when they're trying to make a point and try to give too much credit, I got a problem with it. Perfect example, and I want y'all to give me your opinion about this. Rasheed Wallace and Draymond Green, they were talking, they going back and forth with each other, right? Draymond said that their championship team would beat the Detroit Pistons championship team.
The
04 team. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. It's about your opinion. Because that Piston team was a great offensive team, but also a great defensive team too. Everybody scored, right? But then they broke it down. Draymond said that he would be able. He said that Rasheed Wallace, because matter of fact, let's keep it a buck. Rasheed Wallace said, Draymond, you're too small. You can't guard me. I think that's true. Draymond is 6'7". Rasheed is a highly skilled 6'11" juggernaut on offense. One of the greatest power forwards to ever play the game, right? Draymond said, this was his excuse. You played in Air Force Ones, and you were too slow. He was not too slow in his prime, Draymond. You looking at Rasheed right now, who almost 42 years old. Of course, he can't fuck with you right now. You know what I'm saying? But when he was in his prime, he was way more athletic than you. He was way more quicker than you were. You feel what I'm saying? This is facts, man. This is nothing. This is not because I'm a fan of Rasheed. No, I grew up watching all of them. You feel what I'm saying? But a lot of people jumped on Draymond's bandwagon. You know what I mean? Because what we do is we get caught up in the fervor, get caught up on, the romanticizing shit, and we ignore the obvious weaknesses. Like Draymond swear he's the greatest, and I love Draymond. I love his heart. He's a home team. Love his heart. Love everything about him, and he's crucial to those Warrior teams, right? But he really thinks that he was one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest defensive players that ever played the game.
He also thinks his team was the greatest team ever played. That team was the greatest team ever played.
It was one of them.
They won 73 games, bro.
It was one of them.
No, think about it. The year before they won 73 games, and they lost to LeBron and them 3-1. Then the next year they had Kevin Durant, and they was monsters. That team was crazy because they added Kevin Durant. All right, now look, this is not a sports show. I want y'all final comments. I want y'all final comments. Then we're gonna move on to other topics, man. So, who wants to go?
I got a quick question for you, Keith. I don't have really a comment, but a question. When the championships start becoming the monitor to be for greatness? When did that start, though? That wasn't always the case. That was not always the case.
Because when it became easier, when they wanted
put them dream teams together.
Yeah, when they wanted to add Steph into the argument. You see what I'm saying? Steph's 1-4. Steph is a great all-around player, but he's known for shooting jump shots. And that's not putting him in the GOAT conversation. So they needed something to put him in the GOAT conversation. That's how I feel. And also to put Jordan, and which you don't need to do, but put Jordan on top of the pile of these more recent people because he was 6-0 in the championship. You know what I mean?
And also, I think that's why they started putting super teams together to win rings. This newer generation of basketball players, starting with LeBron and Durant and them, so the more rings
you started with Boston.
Bill, first of all,
they were Boston.
They've been putting super teams together, man.
No, they haven't, Keith. It's like
they have.
No, they haven't.
What? Okay, let me ask you a question. What do you think? What do you
When
think?
did three players in the same conference ever get together and say we're going to join forces?
First of all, it was more
In their
public.
prime.
It
In
was
their
more
prime.
public. Super
In
team.
their prime.
Hold on. Super team.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Was the Boston Celtics?
What?
The Boston
they have
Celtics.
it through trade.
How many Hall of Famers
Who?
did those Celtics? What do you mean who?
The old Celtics?
Yes.
You mean Larry Bird?
That's who I'm talking about. Larry Bird.
Larry Bird was drafted. Larry Bird and Kevin McHale were drafted there.
Okay, but Robert Parrish
was a trade. And Robert Parrish Robert Parrish was not the best center in the West or the East at that time.
What are you talking about, Bill? He was.
Robert Parrish was not the best center in the West.
He was not. No, he was.
See,
no, he was not.
Either way, he didn't need to be the best center.
Right.
Because he
had a good team.
He fit the role.
That's to me like Golden State is an organic team. They got Kevin Durant. So they got Kevin Durant.
Good draft. What I said to you,
they did good drafting.
Bill,
they drafted well.
What I said to you was that they were putting super teams together back in the old days. Period. Did you want me to give you something more close?
No, that's all right. It's just a debate. We're going to
give me an example. What team?
You can't change it now.
Hold on. Let me just.
What team you talking about, Keith?
The Philadelphia 76ers.
We traded for one guy.
No, you didn't. First of all, he was not going to sign with Houston. He said he wanted to play with the 76ers. He put that on record.
Okay.
Super team.
We already had a team. We already had a great team put together, though. We didn't win championships.
Look at you. See, I give you an example, but you want to go. I'm done, Bill. See,
I've been done.
Listen, man.
You own that, man.
I'll say this, man.
Moses Malone was my guy too. But go ahead. Go ahead, Fluke.
I'll say this, man. When you look at, when you thinking about the times, man, and how they doing things, I'm not gonna make that argument, man. It just happened. Ain't nobody coming to Detroit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Ain't nobody coming to, these small market teams or like that. Ain't nobody finna do that. So that's just the era that we living in. It doesn't diminish Golden State, man. Golden State was a hell of a damn team, bro.
And I wasn't even trying to diminish them.
And there was a juggernaut. But here's the thing that I wish people would understand. Here's what I think I wish people would understand. What made Jordan great wasn't the 6 championships he got. What made Jordan great is he was one of those rare human beings, man, who competed no matter what, all the time, and found reasons to do that. That's what makes him the GOAT.
I agree.
That's what makes him the GOAT.
Not necessarily.
You know what I'm saying?
One of the greatest. I believe that.
Right. That's what makes him the GOAT. But if you was to ask me, potentially, in terms of potential, the greatest team that ever was put together, man, was that Los Angeles team with Kobe and Shaq. They had no business not winning at least 5 or 6 championships. You know what I'm saying? Off the court stuff and all that stuff prevented them from doing it. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about the greatest teams ever, you know what I'm saying, where do they fit in your understanding of greatest teams ever in terms of potential and all that stuff? Where do they fit? Did they do it? No, they didn't. But did they have the potential to outdo the Bulls? Absolutely. Absolutely.
They did.
Because Kobe had the drive Jordan had, and Shaq was just a dominating ass dude. And Robert Horry, all he said was, "Hey man, they down there, whatever. Just kick the ball out, and I'm gonna knock them Jones down." You saying they had the potential.
What do you think? What's the reason why that team didn't achieve the greatness? You think why that Lakers team didn't achieve more than what they should have achieved?
Off court stuff, man.
I think Kobe's ego.
No,
man.
No.
Kobe's ego is where it was supposed to be.
It was Shaq's ego.
But Kobe wanted Shaq off the team to prove he can win without Shaq.
See, Bill, don't do that, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Now you saying because Shaq said that they wasn't offering him the money that he wanted.
Right.
That's why he left. He said that out of his mouth. Come on, man.
I'm just simply saying we could all make an argument, just like with that Detroit Pistons team of going against Golden State. It depends on the era, how physical you can.
I think the Pistons would have beat them.
I think it would have been a great series. I know that, but one of the greatest series to go down because they was definitely gonna go back and forth, especially with Durant. They was gonna go back and forth.
It all depends on what era you're playing in. Is it physical? Then the Pistons would have got them. But finesse, skill set, come on now. Y'all already know the answer to that question, man. How the hell a man gonna come to the hash mark and knock down the three, and then you gonna post sheet up? You know what I'm saying? You're not finna, Detroit ain't finna win like that. You know what I'm saying? They not finna win like that. But if they slowing the ball down, you know what I'm saying?
How about without Durant? How about without Durant? How about without Durant?
Tayshaun.
They too small.
I said without Durant.
Without Durant,
listen, man,
they're too small.
Let me answer that question for you. And it's tantamount. It's equal. Remember when Durant went against Boston and they hemmed him up?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody
they played physical.
Though. Everybody was hurt too. It was just
they
him.
played physical. I'm talking about individual skill set. Who was doing what? They hemmed him up because they had the length and they had the athleticism. And everybody was saying, "Man, what's going on with Durant, man? This and that." They was getting physical. They was bumping him. They was banging him. You know what I'm saying? And out of the top 3 players that ever played the game, Durant is my third best, my favorite, man. But they exposed him by being physical.
You play with Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Is it Brooklyn you mean, Flute?
Yeah, they exposed him by being physical, man. There's no denying that. You can watch the tape and see that.
He weighed 215 pounds.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, well, look.
But if they didn't let him just do his thing, he'd average 50 on him. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead and finish, Luke, because I didn't want this out of a sports episode, man.
Right. All I'm saying, man, is it's all subjective, man. When it comes to your favorite teams and this and that, of course I'm gonna go with Detroit over Golden State. Of course. I'm a lifelong Pistons fan, and I can make my argument. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it comes down to what rules are you going by?
Yeah.
That make a big difference.
And Green, homeboy, Saginaw, Sag Nasty, man, he can't fuck with Sheed, man.
No.
At all. Unless he kicked Sheed in the nuts or some shit.
I tell you, in Rashid's prime, he can't even come close, man.
Unless he do some dirty shit on Sheed, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
But that doesn't take away from Green either. Green is a Hall of Fame. He that dude.
I was next question, and we'll start with you, Damon, with this question. I saw a James Baldwin quote, which really and truly hit me. It really and truly stuck to me and had me like thinking and contemplating. James Baldwin said, "A child cannot be taught by somebody who despises him." Now, the 4 of us are college-educated people, and really and truly was on the higher level when it comes to education, as far as how we did in our classes, right? Tell me what you think, your opinion about what Mr. Baldwin thought about, what it was thinking about when he said that. Okay? And then, if you have one, a personal opinion. You guys understand what I'm talking about?
Right.
Okay, so I'll start first just to give you guys juices to go real quick. When I saw it, it became personal with me because when I was a child, I'm 59 years old. When I was a child, I actually had teachers in elementary push me toward the vocational, have me not thinking about college education, but thinking about a laborer, being a janitor, being no matter how smart I was, when the conversation broached to going to a higher education, I was always pushed in that direction. And coincidentally, they were white teachers and counselors. Okay. And to me, whether I can't say that they despised me, but what they did was they minimized who I was as a human being and my capability. So what I think about this quote, this was said in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. This is what Mr. Baldwin said, one of his quotes, right? Real deep dude. If you ain't really and truly watched any of his lectures, this man and his speeches, this man had a grasp on us as a community. But I can easily see that I was taught and our children was taught by people who might have despised them or underestimated them. That's my opinion about it. Who would like to go next? Jaquari. James Baldwin said, a child cannot be taught by someone who despises them. Give us your opinion of what he meant and what it meant to you.
Well, I mean, more than likely, considering the era in which he grew up, he was taught by somebody who despised him. So he had direct experience with that. Now, whether my teachers despised me, I had no idea, but I do know that there were a few who were indifferent to me, and that may have affected me on a deeper level than being despised.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because you just gave a prime example. With your experience, man. I never had that teacher, man, who that favorite teacher. Everybody, and they existed in school. In the schools that I went to, but I can never, develop those relationships with those teachers. Well, go to this teacher, man. She got a hook up down here in Arkansas or whatever, and she can, yeah. Well, that didn't work out for me, and I was told because well, you have a better chance because you're good at football, and this is a limited resource. Really? Okay. So I had to develop that understanding at a young age, man. I mean, and I kind of stopped looking for that, because I wanted it. I wanted it just like everybody else. I wanted a favorite teacher, but it just didn't transpire like that for me.
Okay.
The indifference is what affected me, or what I perceived to be indifference. I have no idea what it is, or what it was rather.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Bill.
That's a tough one, man.
James
Huh?
Baldwin. James Baldwin. Just your best guess at how you feel. James Baldwin said, "A child cannot be taught by somebody who despises them." What is your opinion about that? What he's saying?
Okay. I think you grew up in a different era with a lot of racism and stuff like that, and you know, so I think he said what he felt. He probably felt around teachers who didn't want him to learn, didn't want to be nothing but a janitor, like you said. So in that case, I think he was telling his own pain, what he saw. Me personally, I'm kind of like the Corey. I didn't really feel the despise. I went to a black inner city elementary school. Then I did go to Catholic high school, then a big college. As I got older, and the bigger the school, as the older I got, I saw a little bit more. Maybe not despise, but not giving it at all, not really caring. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know that that's the same thing. Maybe I don't know, but so I came to me a little more like we don't care what your black behind do for real. You know what I mean? You could be a janitor. We don't care. We're not gonna. So I didn't really feel like he felt it, but if you ask what he was thinking, more than the racism and the Jim Crow era probably was going on there, and that's probably what he was thinking.
Okay. Okay. Damon. James Baldwin once said that a child cannot be taught by someone who despises him. What do you feel he was talking about, and how do you feel about it?
Well, what I was thinking, man, when he spoke those words, man, that might be from some personal experiences because he's a brilliant person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe he was speaking towards the fact that there were these teachers who's ordering him, who's put in a position to teach him, was jealous of him in a certain aspect. You know what I'm saying? And that alone speaks volumes, man. You know what I'm saying? How do you despise a child, man? When you despise a person, there's something that you're jealous about, man. There's something, man, that you covet. You covet it. You know what I'm saying? About that person. And it's like when you're talking about children and grown folks, and that teacher despises them, then that speaks volumes about their character. You understand? Especially if you're dealing with a child and you feel you fear that child's potential, man. That's when you despise them. It's like, damn, how can you be that? That speaks volumes about their character, who they are, their insecurities. You know what I'm saying? Despising a child is the weakest damn position that a person can take as an adult, man. That's the weakest shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
You said the right word, fear, Flute. You said the right word, fear.
Right.
Yeah.
So he was ahead of his time, and because of his experiences, I'm saying he didn't feel the love, he didn't feel the support in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? So personally, I cannot understand how a grown ass person can despise a kid, man. You know what I'm saying? Or that you're despising their potential, who they're going to be. That speaks volumes about yourself, not that child, man. You know what I'm saying? You putting chains on that child, man, because you're not doing your job. You just on some old bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So just imagining, man, what made him make that statement, man, speak volumes. It's like, damn, that happens today. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying? They're taking Black history, which is American history, out of schools down in Florida because they don't want their kids to feel guilty or feel, a certain way. And plus, they don't want to despise a kid who might have the potential to be better than them. Am I making sense?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's how I see it. And it's like, damn, how do you put that on a child, man? How do you treat a child in that aspect, man, and not recognize your own insecurities and shit, man?
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about that, man. I mean, I have a lot more to say. I mean, I wrote down a lot of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to deal with that with my children.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Fluke, I got a question for you, Fluke. I got a question for you, Flute. What are they fearing? What are the teachers fearing? What do they fear? What do you think they fear of? What,
The fact that they underestimated the child. They placed this stigma on that child, and that child superseded their stigma or their fear of being wrong.
could it be also giving too much knowledge? Giving that child too much knowledge, he'll surpass everybody else, and
Well,
possibly.
here's the thing,
Why,
bro.
why, why,
Huh?
Here's the
why,
thing.
why, why did you start teaching if that wasn't your goal?
Depends who they teach. Depends who they teaching too, Jaquar. You look out there,
Yeah,
certain kids you might want to teach, and certain kids. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I don't know. I really don't
yeah,
know.
but if you look at it in a situational situation, if you look at it in a situational standpoint, if you feel that child has the potential to be something great, and you despise him because of that,
That's
you know
horrible.
what I'm saying? That supersedes your teaching of skills and you know and what you're in the job to do. You know what I'm saying? You
More of a
projecting
more of
what
a
might happen.
more of a personal problem more than anything.
Right. You projecting what might happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's a you problem.
Okay. All right, now it's time. This last question of the day, and what I want to do is throw a little self promotion into this. So get into your self promotion energy before I ask this question. This is focusing on who you are as individuals and what you particularly want. And the question is this: in the spirit of being unsung, everybody understand what unsung means, right? In the spirit of
Oh,
being huh?
no, what does it mean?
Unsung means that you have an impact, but but it's not being recognized. Only the people it affects, but it's not
Okay,
being publicized.
gotcha.
Okay. In the spirit of being unsung, right? What mark would you want as an individual to be known that you contributed to your community? What is it being in the spirit of being unsung? What would you want your community to know that you did for your community? And
Mm.
you can add in with your family, but really mostly we're just talking about community. And this is self promotion or where you strive to be or where you're at. You feel what I'm saying? Or where you're working to be.
Okay.
I'm gonna let that sink in for a minute, and we're gonna wait for Damon because see, here's the secret to that is a lot of times that I do things when I do things it's selfless. You know what I mean? Of course, I want people to put a microscope on me and like pat Keith on the back, blah 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 blah, right? But really, the importance of it has nothing to do with the fact that it gets done. Y'all feel me? Because what I want is to solve the problem of my family or individuals who need help. So that's why I put that's why I put unsung into it. If you were to do something in the background, what would it be that you would want people to recognize that you did? This is self promotion. This is where you want to be, where you are, or where you've been. You guys understand? Is it kind of sinking in what the energy where we are with? You know what I mean? Because it ain't no right or wrong question. I mean, no right or wrong answer. It's just how you feel. All right, Damon, I'm gonna ask you first because you are out of the four of us. I think you're just a little more in touch with your individuality or where you want to go. So the question is, in the spirit of being on song, what would you want to do and let people know that you did for your community?
I would say, I appreciate the question, man. You know what I'm saying? It makes me think in a deeper sense. I would say appreciate it more than unsung. You know what I'm saying? I understand that we as human beings we're not, infallible, man. You know what I'm saying? We make our mistakes or whatever. I would appreciate the fact that people would judge me on my consistency, man, and not my mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And if I do make mistakes, appreciate the fact that I'm trying to right the ship. I'm trying to be a better human being or be a better person. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm consistent about, man, what I pride myself on, I hope people recognize. You know what I'm saying? I hope people recognize it. And am I gonna leave am I gonna leave myself out there to be judged? I don't have no choice in that matter, man. But what I deem to be true in my actions, in my spirituality, that is really that's what's real. That's what makes my life make a difference. So those people who are willing to know that I'm subjected to making mistakes or whatever, also understand that what is he a sucker or do we have a good heart? Do we have a good spirit? You know what I'm saying? And how you do that is you look at my track record and then you draw it from there without bias. Man. Look at the man who admits his mistakes and who's consistent with what he want, who he's trying to be, and what he want to lead to the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's not upon it's not incumbent upon me. It's other people being honest of what a type of man they think I am by looking at the whole big picture. You know what I'm saying? Either way, I'm gonna be all right. Because I don't lie to myself. And I take responsibility for my actions. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, whatever the hell you want to say about me, all you're doing is to let me know. You know what I'm saying? How you really feel.
Mhm.
No doubt. Bill,
I thought that's a deep question, big dog. It's almost like on the lighter side when we tell my own eulogy. You know what I mean? It's like because we all
True.
appreciate him more dead than alive.
That's true.
We at funerals, and everybody talk how great this mother was. The greatest father. The greatest co-worker, the greatest athlete, the greatest everything. So I mean, I'm a simple guy. I don't know. I'm kind of like think like Fluke kind of say like, who really cares what people think? I know what kind of person I am. I guess I want people to think I was a good person, a decent person. I tried to do what's right. Made a lot of mistakes, a lot of flaws. Had some things like to drink, like to probably go out too much, things like you know what I mean. But like my reverend preacher when I went to church, the preacher said, at the end of the day, the only person that can judge us is God. At the end of the day, you know what I mean.
yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of irrelevant when at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, what people think of you because you belong going anyway. But I hope people think I'm a good person. Hope my kids say I was a good father. Wife say I was a decent husband. It's probably gonna say I was a great husband, but a decent husband. Um, my co-workers, my friends, you know what I mean? I mean, if you respond to me now, if I call somebody and say, yo, big dog or fluke or Bruce or truck or big D, I got an issue, I need some help, guys come to help me. So I look at that as rewarding too. So you know what I mean. If I call, people come help. So I think at the end of the day, just being a good person, man, and trying to be a good friend, a good father, a good whatever, you know, a good mentor. You know, I still see young boys. I talk to some guys I see that grew up now from the center, and we can give me a hug. Say, yo, bro, you know, was give me some good knowledge, man. We laugh about things, and they tell me they're doing what, they raising their kids. They're not in jail. That's rewarding. You know what I mean? So I mean,
Real
I guess
talk.
it's simple for me. You know, I don't look for you. I mean, then they will probably never get the accolades you deserve, in my opinion. Like I said, you never get that. You know what I mean? So there's no choice. Say, yo, Fluke's the man of the year, or Big Dog is the, you know, the man of the year, or whatever. You know what I mean? So then it's how your family feel about you and your close friends, your brothers. You know what I mean? Your co-workers, I guess, things like that. I mean, you know, that's pretty much where I'm at with that. You know what I mean? It's like it's a tough question though. It's a tough something you don't think about. You
Yeah.
don't think about stuff like that. And like Fluke said some real good stuff. Big Dogs said some real good stuff. It's just I guess God has to judge you at the end of the day. You just try to do the best you can.
Yeah.
I tell my son, be the best man you can be, man. You're gonna make mistakes. No, the only person that made mistakes was Jesus. And you know what I mean? So who knows?
You said
You
that's
know,
why he's Jesus, right?
that's why he's Jesus. That's right.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan missed a layup. LeBron missed a jump shot. You know what I mean? We human. You're gonna make mistakes. You know what I mean?
There you go. Jaquar, in the spirit of being unsung, what mark would you want people to see about you?
I mean, you know, honestly, man, you know, if I am blowing my own horn, you know, in situations, man, I contribute so many things, man. I just,
hmm
and to narrow it down to just one, you know, it just wouldn't be fair to me.
Hold up.
You know what I mean? But
Right.
hey, you know, consistency, man. I would like to believe that, you know, at some point, uh, early on in my at least my work relationships, I'm approachable. You know, but whether or not that changes, that's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
You know, overall, man, you know, I would want people to remember me as being fair. You know, I'm gonna give you that fair shot that you asked for. It's
Yeah.
up to you to fuck it up. You know, I mean, but you know, in accordance with my attitude, man, you know, you can't really be mad at me when you fuck it up the way I handle you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
You said fair exchange ain't no robbery, huh?
ain't never been.
Okay. Um, unsung, I've always lived my life just being who I am. You know what I mean? Because if I help somebody, it's not because I want people to look at me a certain way.
hmm
I just never been built like that. Because I was raised to be a problem solver, and my personality just so happened to match that. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. You know, I don't like I don't beat my horn. I don't toot my horn or beat my chest because I know I can toot my own horn. I know I can beat my chest. That's just it. That's how I see life. Now, somebody said it earlier. My family. That's the only thing I care about. My family and my friends. Everybody else don't make a difference to me. Never has. You know, that's what it is. You know what I mean? All right. Well, look, you guys have done great, masterful with the different topics today. And we're going to bring it on home. Last bit of go to our YouTube channel, Strong Perspective Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. Guys, stay on. We only going to be a couple minutes after we're done. Just like, share, and subscribe. Build our situation up so other people can hear it. If you're new to this channel, go check out our videos. Hip other people to it. and do it before. Do it so you can say, "Yo, I was with them from the beginning." Don't do it when our shit is like on
ESPN.
100, on 1,000. You feel what I'm saying? Don't do it then. No, you can do it then. I don't give a shit, honestly.
I was about to say, hey, we want all that.
Yeah. But Strong Perspective Podcast. Go like, share, and subscribe. I thank Bill, Damon, Jaquari. Great job, man. Phil Raisin, you know we're gonna have you on later, man, because we're looking forward to it, man. And take care of your business, brother. Any last words before we get out of here?
Gentlemen, I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation as I usually do. And in parting, I leave you with this advice. It's the summertime, so fellas, change your drawers. And ladies, be careful of your sit-down wing.
Damn.
Anybody else?
I'm supposed to follow up with that, bro.
Hey, cousin Stacy, man, love you, brother. You know
everything ain't what it seems, man. Don't be quick to judge.
No doubt.
And trust no shadows after dark.
Look at Bill. Look at Big Bill.
That was kind of profound, bro.
No.
Yes, sir. Trust no shadows after dark.
It had the nerve to be
The old wise man told me that, huh?
It had the nerve to be smooth with it too, boy.
You can't get no more cowboy than that, Jack.
There you go. That's that cowboy logic.
Thank you, Corey.
Cowboy logic. There it is. All right, listen. Hey, this is Strong Perspective Podcast. We're here every Friday. You know what I'm saying? If you want to come on, hit me up in the Messenger. We'll hook it up. We'll get you on. To my people, to everybody, we love y'all. And 2.5 years strong. And we're going to keep going. And we keep having fun.
Damn, 2 years? Ooh.
Yes, sir. You guys have a good night. We out.
You too, my brother.
Thank you, wife, man, for the inspiration today.
Peace.